Hearing from the family of a man who authorities say was firing gunshots in celebration of the new year when he was shot and killed by an off-duty ICE agent. Fox 11's Rachel Aragon joining us live from Universal City, where the family's attorney is calling for an investigation. Rachel?
Yeah, thorough investigation, according to the attorney and the family. Of course, that means to them, police interview everyone in the area that night on New Year's Eve to see if, in fact, Keith Porter shot towards that off-duty officer. But according to the family attorney I talked to earlier today, he says as of now, he sees no evidence that Porter himself was a threat that night.
His heart, oh my God, he just loves so deeply.
Just days into the new year, the mother of 43-year-old Keith Porter is still filled with grief and disbelief. According to law enforcement, her son Keith fired celebratory gunshots into the air with an AR-15 style rifle outside his apartment complex on New Year's Eve.
Armed with an AR-15 rifle, possibly suffering from a gunshot wound.
An LAPD report states the off-duty federal officer confronted Porter, identified himself as law enforcement, and claims Porter fired toward him, prompted the officer to return fire.
What should have been a simple arrest and possible a citation has turned into a death sentence.
The family's attorney says this all could have been avoided.
But instead of staying in his apartment for a trained law enforcement officer from LAPD to respond, he made the premeditated and calculated decision to grab a firearm.
Fox 11 reached out to the Department of Homeland Security. In a statement, the department said the off-duty ICE officer bravely responded to an active shooter situation at his apartment complex. In order to protect his life and that of others, he was forced to defensively use his weapon. DHS goes on to say their officer immediately called police.
According to his version, Keith shot 3 shots towards him. We have questions on if there was any shell casing recovered from Keith's weapon that would indicate he in fact fired the weapon 3 times.
Keith's family and their attorneys say they have yet to find a witness to corroborate that the father of 2 fired towards the off-duty officer. Now, DHS tells me they're referring any further questions to LAPD, which is currently investigating. We reached out to LAPD earlier today to see if they have yet to identify that off-duty ICE agent. They responded saying as of right now, they have nothing further to share on this case. Reporting live tonight, I'm Rachel Aragon. I'll send it back to you.
Tonight, strong emotions in Northridge at a vigil for 43-year-old Keith Porter. Authorities say he had been shooting gunshots in celebration outside of his apartment on New Year's Eve when an off-duty ICE agent responded and killed him. Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf live tonight where this all took place. Matthew, what do you know?
Well, Laura, there were more than 100 very emotional people here tonight. You can take a look at the memorial that they left behind, all the candles and the signs and flowers, some now calling for an investigation.
Say his name! Keith Porter! Say his name! Keith Porter!
Grief and anger filling in Northridge Street at a vigil for 43-year-old Keith Porter.
He was a great black man. He was a girl dad.
Described as a father with 2 kids, Porter is accused of firing AR-15 bullets in the air outside this apartment last week to celebrate the new year before he was shot and killed by an off-duty ICE agent.
His only mistake was thinking that he was free enough to do it here. And to the people that think it was a stupid act, it's the same stupid act that many of us have done time and time again. New Year's Eve celebratory.
This is not someone who was out to harm anyone.
But according to an LAPD report, the off-duty agent heard gunshots, confronted Porter, identified himself as law enforcement, and claims Porter shot towards him, prompting the agent to fire back, killing Porter.
Police lie, and it's disgusting the way in which they assassinate black life.
Claiming that he had an AR-15 and was shooting bullets up in the air.
It's not the smartest thing to do if that is the case, but regardless, is that punishable by death? I don't think so. I think, we have due process in this country.
The Department of Homeland Security tells Fox 11 the off-duty officer bravely responded to an active shooter situation at his apartment complex. In order to protect his life and that of others, he was forced to defensively use his weapon.
It is our duty to fight for freedom!
While a crowd of people Sunday call for an independent investigation.
He was off duty, protocol states he was supposed to stay in that house and call 911 if he thought that Keith was a danger to anyone else. But unlike him, Keith wasn't.
Why are you not talking about Keith Porter, the black man that was unalived by ICE? Well, some things I just don't want to talk about. I'm not your local reporter. If I feel like talking about it, I would. But the fact that I actually did some research, I can't believe y'all just had me waste my time. The man was shooting on the holiday into the air. And an off-duty ICE agent heard him. He was a neighbor. Said, what are those shots? Went out there, and he's holding a rifle. Buddy tells him, put the rifle down. He doesn't. And then allegedly shoots 3 times at the officer. Officer shoots back. What are we talking about?
We about to fact check this. First, if you mess with me, make sure to hit that follow button. Let's get it. What the hell is he talking about? First, Keith Porter did not shoot any shots at that ICE agent. I mean, if you're gonna tell what happened, you better tell it right. And the ICE agent that took Keith Porter Jr.'s life did it unjustly. Yes, it is illegal to fire shots in the air, but the punishment is jail time and or a fine, not death. Not to mention that Keith Porter Jr. was not the only person firing shots that day. He was celebrating New Year's Eve, and it was told that multiple people were firing shots that day. In your video, you even said that the ICE agent was off duty, meaning he did not have any identification that he was an ICE agent. And under US Code 723, if a federal agent is going to respond to a civil disturbance, which that was, says that the federal agent must have a visible ID that shows that they're part of the federal agency, which he didn't have, nor did he identify himself as an ICE agent. Not to mention, if the ICE agent heard rounds being fired, he could have just called the police. But Keith Porter Jr.'s life should not have been taken, which is one of the biggest reasons why ICE needs to get out of these cities.